on it? All right. Since I think in our last meeting, it did mention we had already presented our budget, or no, we didn't present our budget. So we did present the budget to council in February, and that included all of the Fitch information, and just again shared the good story that a year ago we were thinking 32 million for the project. We're down to about 28, and when it's all said and done, we may be 26 or maybe even 25 million into this. So it's a good story. A lot of people working together to get a quality facility and not break the bank at the same time. So a lot of people deserve thanks for that piece of it. So if I want to move on to the Schenker Plaza, with that, just this past month at the end of January, we did get the results from Terracon, who did the ground penetrating radar to take a look at how deep is the wire mesh, how deep are the tubing, the refrigeration tubing. There are some inconsistencies that they found. They did a more widespread, GPR. They also did an elevation survey, and they found that most of the as-built elevations, most of them are lower than what they should be. So we would not. It doesn't drain. It will not drain like it should be, and obviously we have issues with the surface itself. So that's what's been delaying. So we have shared that information with Henkel, our concrete expert, have looked at it, and then what we're doing is we'll be getting some information to Henkel here in the next week or so. And one of the things that Henkel has requested also is to test the ice, and that is something that we're having not only our concrete experts weigh in on, but we are also Confluence, who was the lead designer on this project. We're also checking with the ice consultant to get their perspective on what we should do. Should we allow it? Should we allow it? What are some of the issues that we may face? So by the time we meet in March, hopefully we'll have some more information to share and maybe some direction as how we're going to move forward with it. Now, regardless of the ice ribbon, if once it does get nice, there will be some seeding, there'll be some more planting, be some other things that will be, finished up as well. And at some point we'll be making the decision as to do we open the spray pad even though the ice ribbon isn't resolved, or do we wait till all the everything else is done and then open the spray pad? So that's might be a discussion that we bring to commission, and eventually council will have to make that final decision as well. So anything there, Joshua?
No.
All right. And then Daly Park splash pad, I'll let Joshua give some updates on that.
Yeah, so we've been working with the state on just trying to get some details in regards to what is required for this project out at Daly Park. So one of the things that we're specifically working with them on is a waiver in regards to one of the requirements for having a splash pad is, depending on the size, is the requirement to add more bathroom fixtures. And initial cost estimates, if we had to do that, could double the cost of the project. And so I reached out to the state. I sent an email and then got their opinion on a couple things, sent the waiver in, and I got word a couple weeks ago that they are actually going to they're going to give us that waiver, which is really, really nice because it obviously saves on capital costs and operational costs. So we are working with Snyder and Associates to get to get the ball rolling on. We have preliminary plans. We're working with a aquatics, or not aquatics, a splash pad vendor who sells that equipment, to kind of give us some updated costs. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have some things tightened up, and we'll be able to take those, hopefully take some bid specs to council, so we can get this project rolling. I have not received the paperwork yet, but they did commit to an email. They did send an email that they were going to be signing the paperwork and sending it over. So that's a huge win for us, a huge benefit for us, for the city and the residents. So we're just excited, so we can just get this project going and get it done, and so it can be enjoyed by the community. So
it could potentially save us about 300,000 on this project, and that could be 300,000 that we could use on a different project, potentially.
All right. Any other questions for Keith or Joshua on the project? Okay. Next item on the agenda is a monthly report from Joshua.
Yeah, so just a couple of things I want to highlight. So the Iowa DNR stocked Ada Hayden recently. We were planning, the county and some other vendors were planning a kind of a larger ice fishing event. Unfortunately, the ice, it got really warm the week that we were planning on doing it, and so we just did a unannounced stocking. If we would have waited a week, I think we would have been okay. But so if you're like to ice fish, it looks like the weather's gonna be really good for at least another week to have good ice out there. So go ahead and do that. Also, our staff has been working really hard to remove a lot of the invasives and voluntary trees around the lake and in the prairies out at Ada Hayden Heritage Park. If people go out there and walk around the lake, around the pass, they'll notice there's quite a significant difference. We're still working towards that, and ensure that the individuals that are on the path or using the park be able to see the view of the lake. And so it's just one of those things that we're doing a better job of staying on top of. We have implemented some standards that we're going to just stay on top of, and then also potentially next fiscal year buying some different equipment. Gabby, our city forester, has been leading that effort, and she rented a piece of equipment that was really made really efficient work of that project out there. So probably in the future, be looking forward to purchasing some equipment that's going to allow us to manage those invasives and that woody vegetation a lot easier. So, any questions?
Has there been any concern about a delay in the USDA grant funding for the urban forestry?
It's funny that you asked that question. We just received a word today, and I don't know if Keith has checked his email yet today, but we just got word today that the Arbor Foundation, they received a cancellation notice from the federal government, and so they have canceled that funding for the grant that we were supposed to receive. So
The whole thing?
yeah, what'd you say?
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Great news, huh?
Sorry, Keith.
No. So some other things, with from the recreation side, obviously you can see January always a lot of new programs, new class sessions starting. I'm not going to go through all of those. One of the things that staff did do is hold some duck pin bowling clinics over at the 60 Forward Center with those duck pin bowling leagues or lanes that they have. They wound up, 31 participants came to those four to learn about it. And actually just yesterday we did start a duck pin bowling league for 60 Forward, and that went well. And we're going to continue to do leagues. I think mentioned before, maybe an intergenerational league in the summertime where grandma, grandpa can pair up with grandkids and have a league. So, but other than that, if there's any other questions that anybody has on any of those items, we'd be glad to answer.
Keith, did you know, I was reading here that the 60 Forward fitness classes had 131 people.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Is that kind of where we were looking, or is that exceeding expectations? Or
Yeah. So in at the start of January, we actually offered 14 classes and 12 of them are being held. So everything at the 60 Forward Center in regards to fitness classes and the e-gym, the onboardings that we do and with just the usage, I would have to say that it's exceeding our expectations. We thought that it would be successful, but people are really loving having the classes and the e-gym and the cardio equipment, at that facility. So we'll continue to do what we can. I know, I think Nancy Shaw, who's our public wellness, manager, she is looking at offering new classes, different types of classes, for that age demographic. So I think it's just going to continue to keep growing for a while. So yeah. So long story short, yes, it's exceeded our expectations.
Okay.
Yep.
We signed my mom up for, who's 90, for a
Awesome.
class there, and she absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
She hasn't done classes for years, but yep, gets herself there, and she really likes it.
Yeah. Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can do that in the winter, I mean, this many people in the winter that a lot of people are gone, snowbirds and things. Wait
Right.
till the weather gets nice, that they're really, they go up numbers.
Yeah. 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 And I think this is really going to be, I think this is indicative of what we can maybe expect at the aquatic center.
Right.
Because I think, we'll have activities during open space during the daytime. We'll be able to do some of the same things. We'll be able to have classes in the wellness pool, in the lazy river, water walking, different activities for this, those 60 forward. And, I've already had people asking me, it's like, well, what are you gonna be offering? What types of classes? So just tell them we'll be offering a variety of things. So just be patient, and when we get close to open it, that's our first priority. But then there'll be plenty of things for you to do.
In the walking track area, in the center of the track, is there like a, I don't know, a flat space for other yoga or some sort of small group fitness class, or not really?
Well, inside the track are two multi-purpose rooms.
Oh, never mind.
That's what's inside. So yeah, so we'll do yoga, we'll do different classes and things. So that's what's inside the track. On the north end of those multi-purpose rooms, there is a small area. There would be a TV on the wall, some seating, but there is a small area if somebody wanted to use it for stretching or something along those lines. But it's just for individual type of stretching. But yeah, on the inside is the
Nice.
multi-purpose rooms.
I can't remember. It's all blending together.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Any other questions? Short agenda today. Any other commission member comments? Upcoming stuff? I don't know. Okay. All right. If there are no other comments or questions, our next meeting is March 27th, 2025.
And again, that
right
is
here.
the fourth Thursday rather than the
Yeah,
third.
because of spring break.
But yeah, and the commission did approve, that date change last April, with the dates. So,
All right.
and
And
that'll be your last meeting.
it is my last meeting. It's very weird. I don't know.
Do we need to bring a Kleenex box?
I don't know. But I've been I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, if you do a tour of the pool this summer, I want to go. So I want to go to the park.
All right. We'll let you know.
Just saying. Don't forget. All right. I would take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All right.
Second.
Meeting is adjourned.
Need a second.
Don't need.
No need.